My hair is falling apart. It's finally long enough for a braid, but now my braid's falling apart. Hi guys, it's Kat. Thank you so much for watching. Today's video is going to be the tutorial that I promised you guys. It's a very pinky, purpley, smoky eye. I think it's beautiful. I fell in love with it when I first did it, so very excited to recreate it for you guys today. I used a Maybelline Color Tattoo, which is perfect to use in the summer because once you put those on your eyes, they literally don't go anywhere until you wash them. I hope that you like this look. I definitely fell in love with it as soon as I wore it that day, and I couldn't wait to recreate it for you guys. So here it is. I hope that you enjoy, and let's get started. Bye! So of course I'm going to be starting off with some primer. I'm using Melly's Perfect Prep Primer, and I'm just going to smooth that all over my skin. Then I'm going to go in with Revlon Colorstay foundation. This is the cream. No, it's the whipped. What am I talking about? And I'm just going to buff that in with my Sigma F80 all into my skin. Next, I'm going in with this Maybelline Color Tattoo in Pomegranate Punk. It is a gorgeous color. I'm going to apply that all over my lids using my fingers. And then I'm going to take a synthetic brush. This one's by Sigma. And I'm just going to blur out the edges of that. Then I'm going to go in with MAC Deep Damson. And I'm going to take a Sigma E25, and I'm just going to buff that into the outer corners of the eye. I'm going to bring it in all the way to the inner corner. Once that is all buffed in, I'm going to grab this L'Oreal eyeshadow. This is called Amber Rush, and it is a gorgeous color. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm just going to apply that to my eye using my finger. As you can see, it applies really, really smoothly when you use your finger. And I just love the contrast of the rose gold and the pomegranate punk. And once that's packed on, I'm just going to go back to my blending brush and just buff out the edges, of course, with the Sigma E25. And then for a little bit more definition, I'm going to grab this black eyeshadow from the Lorac Pro Palette, the black color. And I'm just going to take that on a pencil brush and then just work on the outermost corner. I'm just kind of creating like a V shape, and then I'm just going to buff that in with the same blending brush. For the inner corner, I'm going to take the nude eyeshadow from the Lorac Pro Palette and just place that right on the inner corner. I'm using a MAC 239. And that's all I'm going to do for the eyeshadow. Then I'm going to go on to my brows. I'm using the Anastasia Brows in Caramel, and I'm just going to fill them in as best as I can. Once I filled them in to my desired shape, I just always go back with this spoolie and just feather all these strokes out so that it doesn't look so harsh. And then I'm going to take this Benefit Highbrow pencil. It's a highlighting pencil. And I'm going to place that right underneath my arch and just blend that in with my fingers, and voila, my brows are done. Then I'm moving on to concealer. I'm using the Nars Creamy Concealer in Custard, and I'm just going to blend that in with my Beauty Blender. Then I'm going to grab the Deep Damson from MAC again with my MAC 239 brush, and I'm just going to put that all on the lower lash line, buff that in real good. And then I'm going to take the deep purple color from the Lorac Pro Palette, and I'm just going to add that to the outer corners with the same brush and just kind of join everything together. Then I just grabbed a fluffy brush and I just buffed out all the edges so that there isn't really such harsh lines on the outer corners. And then I'm just going to move on to lashes. I applied this Lancome Lash Primer, and then I'm going to go in with Clinique High Impact Mascara, which is amazing if I haven't told you that already. For bronzer, I'm going to use the Chanel Bronze Universal or Soleil Tan de Chanel, whichever name you want to use. I'm just going to apply that with the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. Just buff that in to the hollows of my cheeks, on my temples, and underneath my jawline. I'm going to go ahead and set my under eye concealer with this banana color from the Anastasia Contour Kit. I'm just going to lightly brush that right onto the under eye area. I'm going to put a little bit on my chin and a little bit on my forehead. For highlight, I'm going to use the MAC Whisper of Gilt. I talked about this in my last video and it is beautiful. I'm going to apply that to the tops of my cheekbones using an e.l.f. Blush brush, I believe. For a tiny bit more definition to my face, I did grab the middle shade from the Contour Kit and I just added that to my contour line just to define my face just a little bit more. And for blush, I decided to use Tarte Exposed, which I haven't used in a while, but it is really a beautiful nude blush. It complements a lot of different skin tones. So I'm just going to apply that to the backs of my cheeks. And lastly, for lips, I chose MAC's Fanfare. It's a pinky peachy color, you guys know, definitely one of my colors. And I'm just going to apply that. And I did go for a gloss. I used Laura Mercier's Sparkling Lip Glace. So that's going to be it for my tutorial. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Thank you guys so much for watching as always. I hope you're having a great week and I'll talk to you later. Bye!